Okay, how we doing? Today, I got a project for you.
This turned out to be a complete lie. I don't actually have a project for you. If we did go that route, I'm not kidding, even with all of the edits and speed ramping, you would be watching this video for almost a full hour. While my wife says that that would be an awesome video to watch, I can't imagine the rest of you being all-time Benny superfans. So, let's start from scratch. This was initially supposed to be a super simple, super quick video about how I basically copied off of one of our very own, a YouTuber named Fabio Fontes. If you like doing your own DIY PC stuff, then you've probably heard of him. I saw him make this video where he stuck an old, decrepit laptop into a shadow box picture frame that he got off of Amazon, then used the whole rig as a gaming machine. I love that idea. We had an old laptop and all the tools I'd need sitting around, plus I had a gift card to Walmart. So this seemed more and more like a feasible project. My plan was to basically do exactly as Fabio did. Film the process of making the thing, then show you guys how to do it. Little did I know that the only enemy standing in my way of this entire thing would be myself. So, let me tell you a story. One of heart, one of merit, one of redemption. This is the story of how I made something from nothing. Like any big craft job, I started by laying out all my materials, or at least I tried to. Turns out I'm not Fabio Fontes. Fabio made this project look easy, clean, and professional. Me, I made it look like I had no idea what I was doing. Fabio's video is pretty good. Quick edits, smooth transitions, no stress. What he didn't show is how much time and effort this really takes. It's way harder than it looks, and honestly, I put more effort into this than most of my recent job applications. But this isn't a story about failure. It's about biting off more than you can chew and hoping that you don't choke. Whether it's rebuilding an engine, starting a new job, or making music and YouTube videos, sometimes you just have to dive in and figure out as you go. With this video as my Shadowbox PC Bible, I set forth on an adventure that would test both my patience and my grasp of basic computer hardware. First up, checking if the old rig could still function like a proper Windows machine. Step 1 is to get the NVMe drive back into its slot. Easy, right? Just a simple plug-and-play situation. Except, this is me we're talking about here. Simple does not exist.
Well, boys, I think we're screwed, and I think it's safe to say that we don't need to actually try and build this. Oh, never mind. Okay, we've got it in. We've got the NVMe drive in. I'm actually amazed. With that said and done, we're going to try and plug it in now. And then from there, I gotta reconfigure a couple things so that this works without the screen. So I will see you in a couple seconds. Alright, so I've got the laptop plugged in now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug in my HDMI from my laptop here, and we're gonna see if it powers on and mirrors. Oh, actually, hang on. If we see, I don't know if you can see that. Hang on, I'm gonna try and focus up here. Look at that, we have light. We have light already. So that is a good sign. That means that we have power to the motherboard and we might be able to save whatever is on here. Hopefully we can reboot to Windows 10 and see if we can't just go from there. Alright man, here goes nothing. Now, let's go ahead and plug this in. Did I just break it? Ooh, hello? Not getting the read in here. Let's open this bad boy up here. Press spacebar. Hey, we got lights. Hey, cool. Sweet, man. Alright, so let's just try... Yeah, if I press spacebar, that's a working Windows 10 computer. I am so happy. We managed to plug in the NVMe and power up the laptop. Awesome. Now it's time to get back to the workbench. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna try and open it up first. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah, these are some sturdy hinges. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and unplug NVMe again. Right around then, I realized I needed more than a tutorial. I needed pliers, tweezers, and probably a will to live. 2 hours in and already behind and wanted to give in. But deep down, I knew that I wasn't giving up. I could see it, the lights glowing on the shadow box, the satisfaction of finishing this cursed project. I had to see it through. Hey, we got momentum here. Okay, now let's see if we can... Easy. There we go. Just like that. Yeah, then can't we... Here's our trackpad, man. This is so cool. It's not often I get to break down a laptop, but that is cool to see. That is cool to see. So we'll put all these components right over here. And this is just the plastic backing for the trackpad now. That's actually the screen that you're looking at right there. So let's go ahead and try and disconnect the screen from here and see what we can do. Ooh, that's tough. I wonder if I can get that with the flathead. Just kind of jam it in there for a Torx, even a little Torxy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you on this one here. I really messed up. I spent about a good 30 to 35 minutes on this one until when I realized.
Okay, so update. I don't know how to use tools, which is, you know, that's common. That should have been a given to me. But with that in mind, we now are making progress on what we're screwing in and what we're unscrewing. So this should be fun.
So much hassle over just a stupid little screw. Somehow, I managed to strip 2 tiny screws holding the motherboard hostage. To make things worse, at this point, my camera battery decided to call it quits at the exact same time. Backed into a corner and feeling defeated, I had no choice but to step away while the batteries recharged. Both the cameras and my own. Okay, so if you must know, my fucking camera died, both of them. So I'm using now the main camera to actually do this and record this, so that's kind of funny. Also, this screw right here, and I'm gonna try and get you guys to see that, but there is a screw right here that my thumb is not focusing on, but there's a screw right here that I need to get. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get it with any of the bits that I have from my set that I told you about, so we're just gonna do our best here and drill through. Oh, fucking A. My life is terrible. Alrighty. Hey, yeah, make sure you hold down whatever the fuck you're trying to drill down, yeah? Got it out. Fuck these screws. Fuck these screws. Okay, so. Mad scientist bullshit aside, here it is. We have the motherboard for the computer. That is the last bit that we're gonna need to take it out. Man, what a fucking piece of shit this laptop is. Oh my god. Okay, so there's one more thing that we have to do, and that is we have to figure out how we're going to get the power button to work. I might have to just wire in a new power switch. Before we do that, I just want to see what I have to do to disconnect the board. So give me a second here. I'm going to watch a tutorial on if they can even do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so in the official video, motherfucker just takes a screw. He just pries it under there. He takes a screwdriver and he just pries it under there. So that's what the official video said to do. You heard it here first. Am I busting out rivets or some shit? Oh, fuck. It's a membrane. Oh. Ugh. If you're thinking I'm doing this wrong, I probably am. Oh yeah, that button is fucked up now. Oops. Huh. Okay, so if I'm losing the bits, I really feel like I'm making a comical lead of errors here, but you know what, man, we're gonna still try our best. All right, and there you have it. There's your keyboard. So now we got to peel off this backing here. I think we got to just go ahead and this should give us a little bit better insight as to how our power button is going to operate. Man, that's unfortunate. So as far as I'm aware, they're all wired together, and as far as I'm aware, you have to use this wire. Okay, fine. Now that I'm back to it, with the batteries charged and my resolve somewhat restored, the disassembly was finally underway. But every move felt like the wrong move, like I was defusing a bomb with the world's most unclear instructions. After a few more disassembly videos, I discovered the real culprit. Asus, as a manufacturer, doesn't exactly design their laptops with simplicity in mind. Oh, me? Yeah. So this is connected. I've looked over. Looks like this wire right here is the power wire. So to connect it onto the motherboard to tell the actual board to turn on, this has to be attached. So I'm going to try and take off all the keys and reconfigure it in some way. I'm so upset that I have to do that, but that's Asus. That's Asus. Asus built this laptop and Asus didn't want you to disassemble it, so let's keep going here, and if anything I'll cut to when this is all, you know, ready to
be put back together into the frame. So yeah, I'm just taking off all of the keys of this keyboard except for literally the fucking power button because it doesn't deserve any, and it's upset me. And I think they'd look cooler without the without all the keys. All right, well, let's try this here. I'll honestly probably be better off just giving this a deep cleaning, see if it still turns on, or see if I just basically wasted 3 hours. I can't imagine this should go well. Let's go ahead and try and plug this in here and see if it works. All right, moment of truth here, folks. We got it all set up and ready to go over here. We're gonna try and plug it in now, and if we start a fire, we start a fire. This has been Ben. No fucking shit. That's light. That's light. Let there be light. Okay, so now we're gonna try and plug the HDMI in. See how that goes. Oh, don't want to crush the board. Oh my god, it just goes to show how little you need to actually run a fucking computer. Oops. No screen. Okay, so I've gotten something I've never actually gotten before on a computer, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily a failure. So we've gotten a countdown timer here on the monitor. But yeah, that is a little tiny timer. It just moved up to like 1 minute. Oh, okay. So I don't know what it's doing, but we'll see if we can't just turn it back off and try again. Oh, and I can already feel the board get fucking hot. I'm gonna try and wiggle it out, but I also want to just turn it off, honestly, so I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it here. Boop.
At first, I thought it was yet another motherboard or power issue, but sometimes life decides to cut me a break.
I didn't plug in the NVMe, you guys. I'm stupid. We'll have to see how this goes then.
Ah, yes, the troublesome NVMe. After putting it back in its place, we finally got a BIOS connection. A bit of wire reconfiguring later, and we powered everything back up, landing right on the Windows dashboard. At this point, there's only one person that could stop me.
I'm going insane. Okay.
The time was about 9 p.m., and it was clear. The only thing standing in the way of me finishing this project was, me. I'd run into just about every mistake one could find, but I wasn't ready to give up yet. There was still so much that needed to be done. I was determined to push through, to finish what I started.
There it is. Wow. Okay, so with the help of Miss Jamie, we have finally finished the actual backing to our board here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our placemat paper here with what we've got. We're going to go ahead and drill the holes on in.
Now this is really where I started running into trouble. Both the tools and the components were giving me a hard time, but this was just a taste of what was yet to come.
Okay, alright. So, after much trial and error, and a lot of drilling, we have managed to actually figure it out. So, as it stands, here it is. As it stands, right? Pretty cool. Got the keyboard working, got it all figured out. Now we're going to take the paper off here and reveal that glorious backing. This isn't getting big reveal vibes, man. Alright, there it is. Bada bing. Look at that. For the most part, not bad. Especially for my first time. Especially for not really knowing what the fuck I'm doing. So, yeah. I don't mind that at all. Let's go ahead and put the board back on.
Yeah, that didn't work out too swimmingly either. All puns intended, I got stuck on trying to craft these hot glue risers. I honestly didn't know what I was getting myself into. Then my camera died. Again. I wish I was kidding. Now nearing the end of day one of what I thought would be a one-day project, I knew it was time to cut my losses, find a stopping point, and turn in for the night. But not first, before I made a quick update.
Oh man, here we are, almost at the finished project. What frustration we have been through just through this. Jeez, I don't even know what time it is, man. Like, it's 11:30 at night. I started this at 2 in the afternoon. Two things, right? These hot glue risers, these are completely fucking optional. If you want to do them, do them. If you don't want to do them, get the metal risers.
My only sponsorship that you'll see. Anyways, I kind of went on a tangent about the rest of the glue risers for a second, but stick around for some good cutaways while I struggle to put these things on.
Now you're probably wondering, man, how is he getting them center every time? The trick is I'm not. I'm guessing. And you're probably thinking, won't that ruin how level it is? I don't care at this point. You have all of your life to train to become the ultimate ninja warrior, and you chose to show a hole in a wall? Are you kidding me? You know all they do is make fun of you in there. Ugh! The whole premise of that show is just to see who specifically cannot get through them holes. It's a scam brought out by Big Hole. Ah, jeez. So, working all of your forearms there, you can pretty much just work it in. What a bum-ass experience this has been the whole way through. I mean, it's been fine. It's whatever. I get to learn something, I suppose. But, like, man, what a bum-ass experience this has been. So the whole technique for being an idiot, if you're actually curious, is you take the with pliers with one hand, hold it, press it down onto a table, or it doesn't matter what table, whichever one you're trying to ruin. Go center through, just like that. Doesn't matter what kind of pressure you're putting on it. Just make sure you're not trying to kill yourself, you know what I mean? Gun it. Fucking gun it. That's all you gotta do. Slide it through. I'm pulling it down. I'm pulling it down with this hand, with the pliers hand. And I'm trying to push up through. I'm just trying to literally just get that hole cleared out. And I'm trying to go back and forth. And you can use the reverse and forward of the drill if you wanted to. That's my whole technique that I've been using. But again, I'm the first to do this, I'm pretty sure. Or second. I'm the second to do this, so I think I'm the one to craft the technique. Bada bing. Alright, so with this last riser in, we can now put in the motherboard, and then we're gonna double check to see if we even want the keyboard here to be on risers. Oh my god. Also, if that were to happen, if that is going to happen, couple of things that you can do. You can cry because your life will be over at this point. Or, because here's the thing, if you get your glue stick stuck and you're like, ah shit, I don't really want my screw there, I don't have the right screw there, it's going to be a bitch and a half to get these off. I'm showing you right now, it is hard to get these off. So, best way I've found is to just try and pry it up. And you might rip the fucking screw through the board, but that's gonna be okay. That's where we're gonna have to fucking be at for right now. God damn it. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm at a loss on how to actually get these off. So yeah, I really can't recommend using the glue stick risers. Fucking awful idea. Fucking awful. But you know what? You don't know until you actually do it. Really, you see it in concept and you're like, ah shit, that looks really cool. And then you try it and it fails miserably. And that's really all you can say is like, hey shit man, here's my experience with it. And your experience might be very different from somebody who used this before. I was like, well, I used a hot glue stick riser and I did fine with it. You must be a Nancy boy. You should be a silly Nancy boy, errand boy, trying to fucking do errands for the man. Fuck yeah. Alright. Okay, so with the magic of leverage, I am able to actually get it. And I'm glad I did this before I did any of the other top 4 screws.
What a mess, man. But like I said, I wanted to see this through. I was determined to at least find a stopping point with the motherboard on the other board. You see what I mean? I'll stop now.
Alright. We're almost done here, believe it or not. We're going to go ahead and screw everything in here, hopefully. Alright, and here it is in all of its glory. I'll be honest, I was half expecting it to fall, like the whole thing to fall, but here it is, pretty much in all of its glory. Yes, half of it's hanging. Yes, it's not really perfect by any means, but it's done, kind of. Oh my fucking god, dude. Yeah, so this adhesive for this fucking lining does not want to stick whatsoever, so we're gonna fix that real quick before we continue on here.
So close, yet so far. I don't know how many more times I can keep telling y'all that there's gonna be another failure or mistake in my way. Even so, that was kind of the point of the whole video. Making something from nothing is hard to do, borderline impossible. Yet, I'm still here. And you know what? So are you. Along this journey, we had hit every obstacle, every mistake, but we were still pushing through it. It stopped being about the project and more about finishing something that we started. Sometimes the hardest part is not quitting, no matter how many times things go wrong. It's about seeing it through, learning along the way, and realizing that even in failure, there's redemption. Alright, so I'll be honest here. It wasn't day 2 anymore. It was like day 5, 6, maybe more. I'd lost track, and at this point, I was on the verge of either complete success or mental breakdown. Either way, the show must go on. My steely determination and now brandished cowboy hat couldn't possibly keep me from finishing this stupid thing. Could it?
Alright, so running into our first issue here.
Well, that's okay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to come up with a safe, easy, and cheap alternative solution to this problem.
So my only choice that I have, just because the drilling method isn't working, I really did think I would only need about, maybe like, at best, half of what I've cut out so far. You know what I mean? But I got about a good, maybe 3-4 inches ready to cut and go. So at this point, yeah, I'm going to need a jigsaw to do this type of shit. So I'll be right back. Fucking A.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what this DIY budget project needed. The 10th tool. 11 if you count the presenter. By now, you're probably screaming at this monkey to step away from the high-powered machinery, and believe me, I wanted to. But if I didn't finish this project and do it myself like I said I would, then I would be in this exact same position that I was in a year or 2 ago. I didn't want to be dusting up a shelf just like this laptop would. I wanted to bring this thing and a bit of myself back to life. So let's see how we did.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was overthinking it. I was genuinely overthinking it. Wow. Okay. Well, folks, let's try it out. Okay. That's awesome, man. That's cool. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I can adjust the coloring with the oh yeah, I can adjust the coloring with the remote that they gave with the box for the RGB strips. So there it is, folks. Holy shit.
With all that said and done, this project is now complete. The struggles we faced, the errors you all saw me do, all of it was worth it for this epic journey of a story. A trophy of this caliber deserved an equal mounting spot, so after moving a few things over, it was time to put this piece of history right where it belonged. With the help of the missus and a little lack of cable management on my part, we got it up and plugged in.
There you have it. That is the project. It's done for the most part. Obviously, there's going to be some nicks and knacks that I need to work out. I mean, I don't like all of this going on with the RGB, but you know, there's only so much that you can do with everything. What is our takeaway from this? What was our takeaway? Fabio's a liar. I'm a liar. Every YouTube tutorial you've ever seen is a lie. Oh, and even if it's a lie, do what you want to do anyways, because if you persevere through it, you might get up with something cool like this. So, you know, that's something. Alright, well, this has been Ben. I can't tell you how many days and nights this took of editing, filming, whatever the fuck. So, I really do hope you enjoyed this one. And if you didn't, I truly don't care, because I have a cowboy hat now. I'm going to be making more cowboy style videos. This has been Ben. Good night.